Hi, Katie. Glad to have you on the show.
Yay!
Yeah. So you're playing Ashton in Against Heart and Mind, right?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited.
What about being in a musical short film appealed to you as an actor?
Well, I really, really love musicals in general. I am a musical theater major, so it's something that I've always loved. I think there is so much joy in like music and being able to portray in that way, because music just carries so much life and energy that you can't in real life. It would be quite odd to start singing. But I feel like there's a lot of permission to do things that you can't usually do because there's music and there's life and there's so much history there, and I just really love that.
What would you say, since you've had experience with stage musical theater, what would you say the difference is for you as an actor to portray a character in a musical on a stage as opposed to on a camera?
Yeah, I think like with stage, you do it all in one go. You only have like the one chance to do it correctly, and it's kind of different every night, and there's a lot of like feeding off the audience. There's energy from like the clapping and stuff, and also you do everything in order. So like when you're rehearsing, a lot of the time like it will be out of order, but you're doing everything in order. But when you're shooting for a film, everything is kind of out of order. It's a little bit different. And then also, you know, you can take stuff multiple times and you don't have that same like energy in the room from like an audience, which I think is something that you have to like create for yourself, which is fun.
Yeah, that's great. When it comes to your character, Ashton, would you say that you sympathize more with Ashton or relate more to her?
I would say I would give like a little bit of both. I think in terms of it being like heart and mind, I feel like I'm more of like a heart person overall. Like just in general, I think I kind of lead with my feelings. But in terms of kind of like running away from relationships, I think I definitely relate to that. I'm definitely usually the person that pushes back and pushes people away. Specifically for romantic relationships, I'm pretty good with my friendships. But I think that I relate to that aspect of her, like the like, that's real.
Right.
That was the exact noise. I honestly think that really summed up, I think, the entire script in that noise.
Perfect. I'm so glad.
On that same note, have you ever found yourself being a Xander?
I would say yes, but not in like a friendship kind of way. I feel like I've definitely had times where like I have friends that are not really good at like reaching out, or they feel like they're a burden for asking for help and things like that. And I am really big about creating community, and I host a lot of things in my house because I like the concept of like having a community, having a space where you can call any of these people and we're all here for you, you know? So I think I definitely, I forgot what the question was, but yes.
Yes. Have you ever done anything with dance choreography on stage?
Yes, so I totally have. I haven't as much in the past 2 years because I've been doing a lot of like site-specific children's theater, which didn't require as much dance. But before that, I did a lot of like dance choreography. I did Little Women, Sound of Music, things like that. And I never did like some like crazy dancing, you know, like I was not in like Chorus Line. I would never audition for that one because that is too much for me.
Right.
But, you know, yeah, I have.
What would you say are the musicals that not only have influenced you the most as an actor, but also you think you will look to influence your performance?
Yeah, that is a really interesting question. I think maybe influence my performance. My initial reaction is Ride the Cyclone. I think Ride the Cyclone does an incredible job of being very realistic and very grounded while taking on some very silly songs, but all the things are very real because the stakes are so high, because if they mess up, they die. Right? But there's so much fun and there's so much play and there's so much joy while still keeping the serious undertone of like, if I mess this up, like, I'm cooked.
Right.
Yeah.
What about this story left an impression on you?
I definitely think the way that you can kind of see like the character like dealing with her past, like there are, you know, moments that are in the script that you can clearly see like flashbacks and things where you can kind of see how those moments affect her in the present, whereas with like real people, like you can't see the past behind them. But I think it's really interesting to explore like exactly how these moments in the past kind of hold on to you and carry you with your future. Like you always have like that backpack on your shoulders that you can't really put down, but you know, sometimes someone can pick it up a little bit and make it a little bit lighter for you.
I like that.
I think after the experience of being a director, I realized like how many moving pieces there are in a film and how many things you have to think about outside of yourself. You know, before just being an actor is pretty much all that I had done. And so I was really focused on just that one aspect. But now, you know, seeing like the shot list and things like that, I think I have a better grasp of all the moving pieces around me, which I think is a really good thing to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, they.
He's so good at this.
What's your favorite ice cream?
My
Wait,
favorite
can I
ice cream is,
yeah.
take a guess.
Okay.
Take a guess.
Okay, if you're mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna think. I'm feeling cookies and cream.
I was gonna say that, but I feel like that's too basic.
I know, but sometimes basic's good.
Sometimes basic is good.
It's not cookies.
Dang.
Perhaps.
It's a Ben
One for
Jerry's.
one.
Is it a Ben and Jerry's flavor?
Ben & Jerry's definitely has it. It's not
Is
specific.
it strawberry?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
It
that's
is
not what makes it
strawberry.
cookies and cream.
Wait, maybe Xander really does have her.
Yeah.
Xander knows. Wow.
No, he does. Yeah, I love anything strawberry flavored.
No,
I want to
okay.
get strawberries tattooed on my collarbone. I love them.
Ooh.
Yes, I love
I
strawberries.
like that.
Do you have any interesting first date stories that you would be interested
And it's just some fart date stories.
in? No, first.
I'm like, what if someone sees it and then they know?
You don't have to.
Um,
You don't have
That's
I
why,
was-
that's why I didn't do it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
So-
I will give a general. I can give like a general thing that I always do. I have a couple bits. For some reason, I can't take dates seriously when I go on them, and after like the first 20 minutes, I'm like, I think I'd be okay not going on a second date. I start playing a few little games that I think to use. Sometimes I'll ask them for the stuff in their pockets and ask if I can have it just to see how many yeses I can get. But of course, I always give it back after. But I think it's a little bit funny because people are like kind of nervous on a date, so then they're acting weird and they're like, "Yeah, you can have the $20." Oh, okay.
That's fantastic.
But I do always give it back because like I'm not gonna take your money.
Yeah.
But I think it's very funny. Or I'll tell them like I'm gonna like lick their eyes or something, and you know things like that like sometimes get a little reaction. Yeah.
Speaking of money, the
Yes.
GoFundMe.
Speaking of money, if you would like to give me $20, there's a GoFundMe. Can I ask for the spare change in your pocket? There's a GoFundMe in the bio.
Look at that. You ate that.
Marketing.
Say we're only $1,000 away.
We're only $1,000 away. The spare change in your pocket?
I think the visual sold it.
Yeah, do we get it?
What of the 4 tracks in the film is your favorite, and which are you most excited to see play out, not only as a song but as a dance number?
Ooh, that is really interesting. I think the track Heart and Mind.
Yeah.
I think yes. Okay, perfect. I was like, I'm worried it's against Heart and Mind. It was just
I think it's Against Heart.
Yeah.
okay. It's called Against Heart and Mind. I think that one's really fun. I really like doing duets. I like kind of like working with your partner. I think there's a lot of like chemistry and like the movement and like the push and pull of that song, and I think it's really interesting because it's kind of the moment that Ashton is kind of like considering a little bit, like we're considering. So I think that one for sure. I like that